The summer day was ablaze with sunshine as we gathered at Pinecrest Park for a family picnic. Jason, his wife Jenny, my wife Allison, and I had planned this outing for weeks, eager to enjoy a day of grilled food and outdoor games. Children darted around, their laughter mingling with the sizzle of burgers on the grill, creating an idyllic scene of familial bliss. I fetched another cold beer from the cooler, the condensation cool against my fingers as I joined Jason near the picnic table. We exchanged easy banter about work and upcoming vacation plans, the usual topics when catching up after a few weeks. Despite the casual chatter, I couldn't shake a growing unease that had been building inside me for days. As I cracked open the beer, Jason leaned in, his voice lowered almost to a whisper. "Matt, I think your wife might be seeing someone else." His words hit me like a sudden thunderclap on a clear day. I froze, my hand gripping the beer can tightly. "What? How can you be sure?" I managed to ask, trying to keep my voice steady. Jason nodded towards Allison, who was laughing with Jenny as they set up a game of horseshoes. "I saw them together last week at that cafe downtown. They were sitting close, holding hands. It didn't look innocent." A wave of disbelief and anger washed over me. Allison and I had been together for a decade, through thick and thin. How could she betray that trust? I spent the rest of the picnic trying to act normal, but inside I was seething with a mix of hurt and betrayal. Every smile Allison directed at me felt like a lie, every touch a mockery of our years together. I watched her closely, trying to see any signs that Jason might be right. When the day wound down and we packed up to head home, I knew I had to confront Allison. I couldn't let this suspicion fester. Little did I know, this picnic would mark the beginning of a painful journey that would unravel everything I thought I knew about my marriage. The days after the picnic passed in a blur of inner turmoil and hidden investigation. I couldn't shake Jason's words from my mind, nor could I ignore the gnawing feeling in my gut that something was indeed amiss. Allison seemed oblivious to my growing unease, going about her daily routines with her usual cheerfulness. One evening, after putting the kids to bed, I decided to delve deeper into Jason's unsettling revelation. I quietly retrieved Allison's smartphone from her bedside table, my hands trembling slightly with the weight of what I might uncover. I scrolled through her messages cautiously, my heart sinking with each innocent conversation until I stumbled upon a thread with a name I didn't recognize. Daniel. The messages were intimate, filled with suggestive emojis and plans for secret meetings. My breath caught in my throat as I realized the depth of Allison's betrayal. I scrolled further, finding photos of them together, cozy and smiling in the very cafe Jason had mentioned. Anger surged through me, mingling with hurt and disbelief. How long had this been going on? How could she do this to us, to our family? As the truth crystallized before me, I made a decision. It was time to confront Allison. I needed answers and closure, even though deep down, I already knew the outcome. That night, I waited up for her, my mind racing with emotions too tumultuous to name. When Allison finally walked through the door, her face lit up in a smile that faltered as soon as she saw the expression on my face. "We need to talk," I said, my voice steady despite the storm raging inside me. I gestured towards the living room, where we could have some privacy away from the children. Allison's eyes widened slightly, a flicker of apprehension crossing her features before she composed herself. "Sure. What's going on?" Her voice was carefully neutral, but I detected a hint of nervousness beneath the surface. I didn't waste any time. I showed her the messages, the photos, laying bare the evidence of her infidelity. Allison's face paled as she realized there was no denying the truth. I can explain," she stammered, her voice shaking slightly, but her attempts at justification fell on deaf ears. The betrayal cut deeper than any words could heal. "I want a divorce," I said finally, the words tasting bitter on my tongue but feeling inevitable in their truth. Allison's eyes filled with tears, but I felt no sympathy. The foundation of trust upon which our marriage had been built lay shattered at our feet. There was nothing left to salvage. And so began the painful process of unraveling our life together, a journey marked by heartache, anger, and the harsh reality of a love betrayed. Chapter 3. The Aftermath. The days following the confrontation with Allison were a whirlwind of emotions and logistical challenges. We had decided to separate immediately, and Allison moved out to stay with a friend, while we navigated the complexities of our impending divorce. The house felt emptier without her presence, yet strangely quieter. The absence of her laughter and the mundane sounds of her daily routines echoed loudly in the spaces between us. Legal proceedings began in earnest. Lawyers were consulted, paperwork was filed, and negotiations over assets and custody arrangements began. It was a process neither of us had anticipated or prepared for. Yet here we were, unraveling a life we had built together over a decade. Friends and family offered support in various forms, some with comforting words and shoulders to lean on, others with practical assistance like helping me sort through belongings or providing childcare during the more intense discussions. Amidst the turmoil, there were moments of profound sadness and introspection. I found myself questioning the past. Were there signs I had missed? Could I have done something differently to prevent this outcome? Yet deep down, I knew that infidelity was a breach of trust that couldn't be undone or rationalized away. Allison, too, went through her process of reflection and adjustment. We communicated mostly through our lawyers, keeping interactions to a minimum to avoid further emotional turmoil. Occasionally, there were terse messages about logistics or legal matters, each one a stark reminder of the irreparable rift between us. As weeks turned into months, the initial rawness of the betrayal began to dull, replaced by a more resigned acceptance of our new reality. Life moved forward, albeit in a different direction than either of us had imagined. Throughout it all, I focused on rebuilding my life, finding solace in work, hobbies, and the support network around me. The children, resilient as they were, adapted to the changes with a mixture of confusion and resilience, their innocence a poignant reminder of the need for stability amidst upheaval. By the time the divorce was finalized, I had come to terms with the end of my marriage. The pain of betrayal lingered, but it no longer consumed me. I was ready to embrace the future, uncertain as it might be. Looking back, the journey through infidelity and divorce had been a harrowing one, marked by heartbreak and loss. Yet it also brought clarity and a renewed sense of self. As I closed the chapter on that tumultuous period of my life, I carried with me the lessons learned about trust, resilience, and the unpredictable nature of human relationships. With the divorce finalized and the dust settling, I found myself standing at a crossroads, unsure of what lay ahead, but determined to forge a new path for myself. The first few months after the divorce were a period of adjustment and rediscovery. I moved into a smaller apartment, one that felt more like my own space than the house filled with memories of our life together. At first, the solitude was overwhelming. The quiet evenings stretched out before me, devoid of the familiar routines and companionship I had grown accustomed to. Yet, in the stillness, I began to find moments of clarity and reflection. I threw myself into work, throwing extra hours into my job as a distraction. It helped to keep my mind occupied and provided a sense of purpose during those early days of solitude. Gradually, I started reconnecting with old friends and exploring new hobbies I had set aside during my marriage. I took up hiking again, finding solace in the rhythm of footsteps on familiar trails and the vastness of nature stretching out before me. Therapy became a lifeline, offering a safe space to unpack the emotional baggage accumulated over years of marriage and betrayal. It was through therapy that I began to untangle the complex web of emotions, grief, anger, and even fleeting moments of forgiveness that accompanied the end of my marriage. Co-parenting with Allison presented its own set of challenges, but we navigated it with a newfound sense of civility and respect. Our focus remained on providing stability and love for our children, shielding them from the bitterness of our past while nurturing their growth and happiness. As time passed, wounds slowly healed, though scars remained as reminders of the trials endured. I learned to embrace the uncertainty of life, understanding that resilience often emerges from the depths of adversity. Dating again felt foreign and awkward at first, but I eventually dipped my toes back into the waters of companionship, cautiously exploring new connections and rediscovering my worth outside of marriage. Through it all, I came to appreciate the value of self-care and introspection. I prioritized my happiness and well-being, recognizing that healing was a gradual journey rather than a destination. Looking back, I realized that the experience of infidelity and divorce had reshaped me in ways I could never have anticipated. It was a painful chapter of my life, but one that ultimately led to growth, self-discovery, and a newfound appreciation for the resilience of the human spirit. As I stood on the threshold of the future, I felt a sense of optimism and possibility. The scars of the past were reminders of where I had been, but they no longer defined where I was going. With each step forward, I embraced the opportunity to create a life filled with authenticity, fulfillment, and the promise of new beginnings. Years had passed since the tumultuous events that reshaped my life. The wounds left by betrayal had healed into scars, visible reminders of a past I had bravely confronted and overcome. Life had settled into a new rhythm, one shaped by resilience and hard-won wisdom. Co-parenting with Allison had become smoother over time, our interactions centered around our children's well-being rather than past grievances. We had both grown into our roles as single parents, finding a delicate balance between shared responsibilities and individual lives. The passage of time had softened the sharp edges of bitterness and regret, allowing me to reflect more calmly on the lessons learned from my failed marriage. Therapy played a crucial role in this process, providing a safe space to explore my emotions and gain insights into my patterns and vulnerabilities. Professionally, I had advanced in my career, channeling my energy and focus into achieving new goals and aspirations. The challenges faced during the divorce had bolstered my resilience and determination, qualities that served me well in both my personal and professional endeavors. Dating had become less daunting and more fulfilling as I embraced the opportunity to forge meaningful connections with others who valued honesty and integrity as much as I did. Each relationship, whether brief or lasting, taught me something new about myself and what I sought in a partner. Closure came in unexpected ways, a sense of peace that settled over me as I accepted the past for what it was, a chapter in my life that had shaped but not defined me. Forgiveness, both for Allison and myself, became a powerful catalyst for moving forward without carrying the weight of resentment. In quiet moments of reflection, I found gratitude for the resilience that had carried me through the darkest days. The journey through infidelity and divorce had been arduous, but it had also been transformative, revealing strengths I never knew I possessed and illuminating the path to self-acceptance and renewal. As I looked towards the future, I did so with optimism and a renewed sense of purpose. The scars of the past had faded into insignificance against the backdrop of a life filled with possibility and the promise of new beginnings. With a heart open to the possibilities ahead, I embraced the journey ahead, knowing that each step forward was a testament to the resilience of the human spirit and the enduring power of hope. Several years had passed since the divorce, and my life had settled into a rhythm that felt both familiar and new. The tumultuous journey through infidelity and separation had faded into the background of my memories, leaving behind valuable lessons and a profound sense of growth. Co-parenting with Allison had evolved into a cooperative effort focused solely on the well-being of our children. Our interactions were cordial, marked by mutual respect and a shared commitment to providing a stable environment for our kids to thrive. In my personal life, I had found a sense of contentment and fulfillment that eluded me during the darker days of my marriage's collapse. I had forged new friendships and nurtured existing ones, surrounding myself with people who enriched my life and shared my values. Professionally, I continued to advance, taking on new challenges and opportunities that stretched my skills and expanded my horizons. The resilience I had developed through adversity served as a foundation for my success, driving me to pursue meaningful goals and make a positive impact in my career. Dating had become more natural and enjoyable as I navigated the complexities of forming new connections. I approached relationships with a sense of clarity and authenticity, unburdened by past hurts and open to the possibilities of love and companionship. Through it all, I maintained a commitment to self-care and personal growth. Therapy remained a cornerstone of my journey, providing ongoing support and insight as I navigated life's ups and downs with resilience and grace. Looking back, I recognized that the experience of betrayal and divorce had fundamentally reshaped my perspective on life and relationships. It taught me the importance of trust, communication, and forgiveness, both towards others and myself. As I embraced the present and looked towards the future, I did so with gratitude for the strength I had gained and the resilience that had carried me through. The scars of the past had become symbols of resilience and growth, reminders of the transformative power of facing challenges head-on and emerging stronger on the other side. In closing this chapter of my story, I felt a profound sense of closure and peace. The journey through infidelity and divorce had been a chapter in my life, But it was not the entirety of my story. With a heart full of hope and optimism, I embraced the next chapter, knowing that I was stronger, wiser, and more resilient because of the journey I had traveled. As I reflect on the journey that brought me to where I am today, I am struck by the profound transformation that has unfolded in my life. The tumultuous events of infidelity and divorce once seemed insurmountable, yet here I stand, a testament to the resilience of the human spirit and the power of personal growth. In the years since my divorce, I have learned valuable lessons about love, trust, and forgiveness. The betrayal I experienced challenged me to reevaluate my beliefs and expectations in relationships, ultimately leading me to a deeper understanding of what it means to truly connect with another person. Co-parenting with Allison has evolved into a partnership built on mutual respect and cooperation. Our children have grown into resilient individuals, navigating the complexities of life with grace and resilience, a testament to the strength of our commitment to their well-being. Professionally, I have continued to thrive, leveraging the lessons learned from my journey to drive my career forward. The challenges I faced during the divorce process honed my problem-solving skills and strengthened my determination to achieve my goals. In my personal life, I have cultivated a sense of fulfillment and happiness that extends beyond romantic relationships. I have surrounded myself with supportive friends and family who enrich my life and celebrate my successes, creating a network of love and support that sustains me through life's challenges. Dating has become a more intentional and meaningful experience as I prioritize authenticity and emotional honesty in my relationships. I have embraced the opportunity to explore new connections with an open heart, knowing that each experience contributes to my growth and understanding of myself. Through therapy and self-reflection, I have embraced forgiveness as a pathway to healing and closure. I have forgiven Allison for her betrayal, releasing the resentment that once weighed heavily on my heart and allowing myself to move forward with compassion and grace. Looking ahead, I feel a sense of optimism and possibility for the future. The scars of my past have become badges of resilience, reminders of the strength I have gained through adversity. I approach each day with gratitude for the lessons learned and a deep appreciation for the journey that has brought me to this place of peace and contentment. In closing this chapter of my life, I am filled with gratitude for the growth and transformation that have unfolded along the way. The journey through infidelity and divorce has shaped me into the person I am today, a person capable of embracing life's challenges with courage and resilience, and finding joy and fulfillment in the process. As I stood on the threshold of a new chapter in my life, I felt a sense of excitement and anticipation for the possibilities that lay ahead. The journey through infidelity and divorce had been arduous and transformative, but it had also cleared the path for new beginnings and opportunities. With a renewed sense of self and clarity about my values, I embraced the chance to redefine what happiness meant to me. I immersed myself in activities that brought me joy and fulfillment, whether it was hiking in the mountains, pursuing creative hobbies, or simply spending quality time with loved ones. Professionally, I continued to excel, leveraging my experiences and skills to pursue meaningful work that aligned with my passions and aspirations. The resilience I had cultivated through adversity propelled me forward, driving me to seek out challenges and opportunities for growth. In my personal life, I approached relationships with a sense of openness and authenticity. I welcomed new connections with an understanding that each person I met had something valuable to offer, whether it was a new perspective, shared interests, or simply companionship along the journey. Co-parenting with Allison had settled into a rhythm of cooperation and mutual respect. We focused on the well-being of our children, supporting their dreams and aspirations with unwavering love and encouragement. Our ability to navigate the complexities of co-parenting reflected our shared commitment to putting our children's needs first. Through therapy and self-reflection, I continued to explore the depths of my emotions and experiences, gaining insights that helped me to grow and evolve as a person. I embraced forgiveness as a pathway to healing, releasing the burdens of resentment and anger that had once held me captive. As I looked towards the future, I did so with a sense of optimism and possibility. The scars of my past had become symbols of strength and resilience, reminders of the courage it took to confront challenges head-on and emerge stronger on the other side. In closing this chapter of my story, I felt a deep sense of gratitude for the journey that had brought me to this point. The lessons learned and the growth experienced shaped me into the person I was becoming, a person capable of embracing life's uncertainties with grace and courage, and finding joy in the process of self-discovery and renewal. With a heart full of hope and a spirit fortified by resilience, I stepped forward into the unknown, eager to embrace the endless possibilities that awaited me on the journey ahead. As time passed and I settled into the rhythm of my new life, I found myself embracing authenticity in ways I hadn't before. The journey through infidelity and divorce had stripped away layers of pretense and expectation, leaving me with a profound sense of clarity about who I was and what mattered most to me. Professionally, I continued to thrive, leveraging my experiences and skills to pursue projects and opportunities that resonated with my values and passions. The challenges I faced during my divorce fortified my resilience and determination, driving me to excel in my career and make meaningful contributions to my field. In my personal life, I approached relationships with a newfound sense of honesty and openness. I cultivated deep connections with friends and loved ones who appreciated me for who I was, flaws and all. I no longer felt the need to hide behind masks or conform to societal expectations. I embraced my authentic self unapologetically. Co-parenting with Allison had evolved into a cooperative partnership centered around our children's well-being. We communicated openly and respectfully, prioritizing the needs of our kids above all else. Our ability to navigate the complexities of co-parenting reflected our shared commitment to fostering a stable and loving environment for our children to thrive. Through therapy and self-reflection, I continued to explore the depths of my emotions and experiences. I confronted lingering feelings of grief and betrayal, finding healing through forgiveness and self-compassion. Each session brought new insights and revelations, guiding me on a path of personal growth and self-discovery. As I looked towards the future, I did so with a sense of optimism and empowerment. The scars of my past had become badges of resilience, reminders of the strength I had gained through adversity. I embraced life's uncertainties with courage and grace, knowing that each challenge was an opportunity for growth and transformation. In closing this chapter of my life, I felt a deep sense of gratitude for the journey that had brought me to this point. The lessons learned and the experiences shared shaped me into the person I was becoming. A person capable of embracing authenticity, finding joy in the present moment, and creating a future filled with purpose and meaning. With a heart full of gratitude and a spirit emboldened by resilience, I stepped forward into the next chapter of my story, eager to continue embracing authenticity and living life on my terms. As I continued to navigate the journey of life post-divorce, I found myself rediscovering joy in unexpected places and moments. The scars of betrayal and the challenges of rebuilding my life had faded into the background, replaced by a renewed sense of optimism and gratitude for the present. Professionally, I had reached a point where my career felt fulfilling and aligned with my passions. I pursued projects that sparked creativity and innovation, finding satisfaction in making a meaningful impact in my field. The resilience and determination I had cultivated through adversity propelled me forward, driving me to pursue new opportunities and expand my horizons. In my personal life, I surrounded myself with supportive friends and loved ones who celebrated my growth and encouraged me to embrace life to the fullest. I found solace in shared experiences and deep conversations, forging connections that nourished my soul and reminded me of the importance of human connection. Dating had become a more enjoyable and fulfilling experience as I approached it with a sense of openness and authenticity. I embraced the opportunity to meet new people, recognizing each encounter as a chance to learn and grow. Whether the connections were fleeting or lasting, each one contributed to my journey of self-discovery and helped me to better understand what I sought in a partner. Co-parenting with Allison had evolved into a harmonious partnership focused on the well-being of our children. We communicated openly and respectfully, prioritizing their needs and nurturing their growth. Our ability to navigate the complexities of co-parenting reflected our shared commitment to fostering a stable and loving environment for our children to thrive. Through continued therapy and self-reflection, I confronted lingering emotions and found healing through forgiveness and self-compassion. I embraced the lessons learned from my past experiences, using them as stepping stones toward personal growth and inner peace. As I looked towards the future, I did so with a sense of optimism and excitement for what lay ahead. The challenges I had faced had shaped me into a stronger, more resilient person, capable of navigating life's ups and downs with grace and resilience. In closing this chapter of my life, I felt a deep sense of gratitude for the journey that had brought me to this point. The lessons learned, the friendships forged, and the experiences shared enriched my life in ways I could never have imagined. With a heart full of joy and a spirit emboldened by resilience, I embraced the present moment and looked forward to the adventures that awaited me on the path ahead. As I reflected on the journey of healing and growth that followed the tumultuous events of my divorce, I found myself overwhelmed with gratitude for the lessons learned and the person I had become. The path had been fraught with challenges and heartache, but it had also been illuminated by moments of profound insight and transformation. Professionally, I continued to thrive, leveraging the resilience and determination honed through adversity to pursue ambitious goals and meaningful projects. The challenges I faced strengthened my skills and deepened my commitment to making a positive impact in my field. I found fulfillment in my work, knowing that each achievement was a testament to my resilience and perseverance. In my personal life, I have embraced authenticity and openness in my relationships. I surrounded myself with supportive friends and loved ones who celebrated my journey and encouraged me to pursue happiness on my terms. The connections I forged were grounded in mutual respect and shared values, enriching my life in ways I had once thought impossible. Dating had become a joyous exploration of compatibility and connection. I approached each new relationship with curiosity and optimism, learning from past experiences and trusting in the journey of discovering love anew. Whether the connections were fleeting or enduring, each one contributed to my growth and understanding of myself. Co-parenting with Allison had evolved into a collaborative partnership focused on the well-being and happiness of our children. We navigated the complexities of parenting with mutual respect and open communication, ensuring our children felt supported and loved despite the changes in our family dynamic. Therapy remained a cornerstone of my journey, providing a safe space to explore emotions, gain clarity, and deepen self-awareness. Through introspection and reflection, I continued to heal from past wounds and embrace forgiveness as a pathway to inner peace and personal growth. As I looked towards the future, I did so with a sense of optimism and gratitude for the resilience that had carried me through life's challenges. The scars of my past had become symbols of strength, reminders of the courage it took to confront adversity and emerge stronger on the other side. In closing this chapter of my story, I felt a deep sense of gratitude for the journey that had shaped me into the person I was becoming. A person capable of embracing life's complexities with grace and resilience. The lessons learned and the growth experienced had prepared me for the next chapter of my life, filled with possibility, purpose, and a renewed appreciation for the beauty of second chances. With a heart full of gratitude and a spirit emboldened by growth, I embraced the present moment and looked forward to the adventures that awaited me on the path ahead. As I stood at the threshold of a new chapter in my life, I felt a mixture of excitement and reflection. The journey through infidelity and divorce had been a transformative one, shaping me into a person of resilience, compassion, and renewed purpose. Professionally, I had reached a point where I felt fulfilled and aligned with my career aspirations. The challenges I faced strengthened my skills and broadened my perspective, allowing me to pursue ambitious goals with confidence and determination. I found satisfaction in making meaningful contributions to my field and mentoring others who were navigating similar professional paths. In my personal life, I had cultivated a sense of peace and contentment that stemmed from embracing authenticity and self-discovery. I surrounded myself with supportive friends and loved ones who celebrated my growth and encouraged me to pursue happiness on my terms. The relationships I nurtured were grounded in mutual respect and shared values, enriching my life in ways that affirm my belief in the power of human connection. Dating had become a journey of exploration and companionship, guided by lessons learned and a deepened understanding of what I sought in a partner. I approached new relationships with openness and curiosity, knowing that each connection offered an opportunity for growth and shared experiences. Co-parenting with Allison had evolved into a cooperative partnership focused on the well-being and happiness of our children. We communicated openly and respectfully, prioritizing their needs and fostering a supportive environment that allowed them to flourish despite the challenges of divorce. Therapy continued to be a vital component of my journey, providing a safe space to explore emotions, gain clarity, and deepen self-awareness. Through introspection and reflection, I continued to heal from past wounds and embrace forgiveness as a pathway to inner peace and personal growth. As I looked towards the future, I did so with a sense of optimism and anticipation for the new horizons that awaited me. The scars of my past had become symbols of strength and resilience, reminding me of the courage it took to confront adversity and emerge stronger on the other side. In closing this chapter of my story, I felt a deep sense of gratitude for the lessons learned and the growth experienced along the way. The journey through infidelity and divorce tested my resilience and challenged my beliefs, but it also instilled in me a profound appreciation for the beauty of second chances and the transformative power of self-discovery. With a heart full of gratitude and a spirit emboldened by new beginnings, I embraced the present moment and welcomed the adventures that awaited me on the path ahead. As I reflect on the chapters of my life since the upheaval of infidelity and divorce, I am struck by the resilience that has carried me through the darkest moments and propelled me toward new beginnings. Professionally, I have found a fulfilling path that aligns with my passions and values. The challenges I faced during and after the divorce process strengthened my resolve and deepened my commitment to making a positive impact in my career. I have embraced opportunities for growth and advancement, using my experiences to mentor others and contribute meaningfully to my field. In my personal life, I have cultivated meaningful connections with friends and loved ones who have supported me unconditionally. These relationships have been a source of strength and joy, reminding me of the importance of human connection and shared experiences. I have embraced authenticity in my relationships, allowing myself to be vulnerable and open to the possibilities of love and companionship. Co-parenting with Allison has evolved into a collaborative effort focused on the well-being and happiness of our children. We have navigated the complexities of parenting with respect and communication, prioritizing our children's needs above all else. Our ability to work together as a team reflects our shared commitment to providing a stable and nurturing environment for our kids. Therapy has been instrumental in my journey of healing and self-discovery. Through introspection and reflection, I have confronted past wounds and found healing through forgiveness and self-compassion. Therapy has provided a safe space to explore my emotions and gain clarity, guiding me toward acceptance and growth. As I look towards the future, I do so with a renewed sense of optimism and resilience. The scars of my past serve as reminders of the challenges I have overcome and the strength I have gained along the way. I embrace life's uncertainties with courage and grace, knowing that each experience, both positive and challenging, contributes to my growth and understanding of myself. In closing this chapter of my life, I feel a deep sense of gratitude for the resilience that has carried me through adversity and guided me toward a brighter future. The journey through infidelity and divorce has been a transformative one, shaping me into a person of compassion, resilience, and unwavering hope. With a heart full of gratitude and a spirit fortified by resilience, I step forward into the next chapter of my life, eager to embrace new opportunities, forge deeper connections, and continue on the path of personal growth and fulfillment. As I embark on the final chapters of my journey following the upheaval of infidelity and divorce, I find myself in a place of profound peace and acceptance. The trials and tribulations of the past have shaped me into a person of resilience, compassion, and unwavering determination. Professionally, I have found my stride, achieving success and fulfillment in a career that aligns with my passions and values. The challenges I faced during and after the divorce process have equipped me with the skills and insights necessary to navigate complex situations and lead with empathy and resilience. I continue to seek opportunities for growth and innovation, knowing that each new challenge is an opportunity to learn and evolve. In my personal life, I have cultivated a deep sense of gratitude for the supportive network of friends and loved ones who have walked alongside me on this journey. These relationships have been a source of strength and joy, reminding me of the power of human connection and shared experiences. I have embraced authenticity in my relationships, fostering meaningful connections built on mutual respect and understanding. Co-parenting with Allison has evolved into a collaborative partnership focused on the well-being and happiness of our children. Together, we navigate the complexities of parenting with compassion and open communication, ensuring our children feel loved and supported despite the changes in our family dynamic. Therapy remains an integral part of my life, providing a safe space to explore my emotions, gain clarity, and deepen my understanding of myself. Through introspection and reflection, I continue to heal from past wounds and embrace forgiveness as a pathway to inner peace and personal growth. Therapy has empowered me to confront challenges with courage and resilience, knowing that I possess the strength to overcome adversity. As I look towards the future, I do so with a sense of peace and contentment. The scars of my past serve as reminders of the resilience I have cultivated and the lessons I have learned along the way. I embrace life's uncertainties with grace, knowing that each experience, both joyful and challenging, contributes to my growth and shapes my journey. In closing this chapter of my life, I feel a deep sense of gratitude for the resilience that has carried me through adversity and guided me toward a place of peace and acceptance. The journey through infidelity and divorce has been transformative, shaping me into a person of strength, compassion, and unwavering hope. With a heart full of gratitude and a spirit at peace, I step forward into the future with optimism and joy, eager to embrace new opportunities, cherish meaningful connections, and continue on the path of personal growth and fulfillment. As I stand at the threshold of a new chapter in my life, I am filled with a sense of anticipation and gratitude for the journey that has brought me here. The tumultuous events of infidelity and divorce have shaped me in profound ways, guiding me toward a path of healing, growth, and self-discovery. Professionally, I have embraced new opportunities and challenges that align with my passions and values. The resilience and determination I cultivated through adversity have propelled me forward, allowing me to achieve success and make a meaningful impact in my career. I continue to seek out ways to innovate and lead with compassion, knowing that each day presents an opportunity to learn and grow. In my personal life, I have fostered deep connections with friends and loved ones who support and uplift me. These relationships have been a source of strength and joy, reminding me of the power of genuine connection and shared experiences. I have embraced vulnerability and authenticity in my relationships, allowing myself to fully experience love, friendship, and companionship. Co-parenting with Allison has evolved into a harmonious partnership focused on the well-being and happiness of our children. Together, we navigate the complexities of parenting with respect and cooperation, prioritizing the needs of our kids above all else. Our commitment to providing a stable and loving environment for our children remains unwavering, despite the challenges we have faced. Therapy continues to play a pivotal role in my journey of self-discovery and healing. Through introspection and reflection, I have gained insight into my emotions and behaviors, finding healing and clarity along the way. Therapy has empowered me to confront past wounds with courage and compassion, paving the way for personal growth and inner peace. As I look towards the future, I do so with a renewed sense of hope and optimism. The scars of my past serve as reminders of the resilience I have cultivated and the lessons I have learned. I embrace life's uncertainties with grace and courage, knowing that each experience, both joyful and challenging, contributes to my growth and shapes my journey. In closing this chapter of my life, I feel a deep sense of gratitude for the resilience that has carried me through adversity and guided me toward a place of healing and renewal. The journey through infidelity and divorce has been transformative, shaping me into a person of strength, compassion, and unwavering determination. With a heart full of gratitude and a spirit renewed by hope, I step forward into this new beginning with enthusiasm and joy. I embrace the opportunities that await me, cherish the connections that enrich my life, and continue to strive toward a future filled with purpose, fulfillment, and endless possibilities. That evening, when I decided to confront Allison with the evidence, my hands trembled and my heart pounded furiously in my chest. I knew it would be painful, but I also knew that we couldn't go on like this. The truth had to come out. When Allison came home from work, I was sitting at the dining table. Spread out before me were the damning pieces of evidence, printouts of text messages, photographs, and cafe recordings that Jason had helped me obtain. She noticed my tense expression and immediately grew wary. "We need to talk," I said quietly, gesturing for her to sit across from me. Allison hesitated, but then sat down. Her eyes flitted nervously over the items on the table. "What's going on?" Her voice quivered. I know about your affairs, I began, staring straight into her eyes. And I have proof. I slid the printouts of the text messages toward her. They contained explicit conversations between Allison and her lover, detailing their rendezvous and expressing emotions that she should have shared only with me. Each word felt like a dagger on my back. Allison's face went pale as she read the first few lines. This isn't what it looks like, she whispered. Then what about these? I continued, laying out the photos. The images captured their meetings, their embraces, and their kisses. All of it took place in locations that held sentimental value for us. Allison covered her eyes, her face ashen. I can explain. And how do you explain this? I cut her off, playing the cafe recordings. The screen showed Allison and her lover, sitting at a table, holding hands and talking intimately. Allison couldn't bear to watch. Tears streamed down her cheeks as she buried her face in her hands. Why? The question escaped my lips, my voice breaking. Why did you do this? Allison sobbed, but she offered no answers. The confidence and calmness she once had were gone, replaced by guilt and despair. I loved you. I trusted you, I went on, clenching my fists. And you betrayed me. You destroyed everything we had. Forgive me, she pleaded through her tears. I don't know how it happened. Everything just got so complicated. Complicated? I scoffed. It would have been complicated to talk to me honestly, to tell me the truth. But you chose betrayal. Allison remained silent, her tears soaking the table. I stood up, feeling the rage and pain burning inside me. I can't do this anymore. Our marriage is over, I declared firmly. Allison looked up at me with desperate eyes. Let's try to fix this, please. Fix it? I laughed bitterly. You think we can fix anything after this? I turned and walked out of the room, leaving her sitting there amidst the evidence of her infidelity. My soul was torn apart, but I knew this was the only right step. The truth couldn't be hidden anymore, and now we both had to learn to live with its consequences. The next morning, the weight of last night's confrontation still hung heavily in the air. I woke up early, feeling drained yet resolute. Allison's tear-streaked face and desperate pleas replayed in my mind, but my determination remained unwavering. Our marriage was over. Allison emerged from the bedroom, her eyes red and puffy. She glanced at me, hoping to find some trace of doubt or regret, but my expression was firm. Please, let's talk, she begged, her voice hoarse. There's nothing left to talk about, I replied, not looking up from my coffee. James, you have to understand, it was a mistake. I didn't mean for it to go this far, she pleaded, moving closer. It was just, I felt so alone, and he was there. I finally looked at her, my gaze cold and unyielding. A mistake? Multiple meetings, messages, photos, and recordings? All of that was just a mistake? Allison's lip trembled. I was confused, but it never meant I stopped loving you. We can fix this. I know we can. I shook my head. You didn't just betray me. You shattered the trust that was the foundation of our marriage. Without that, there's nothing left to fix. Tears streamed down her face again, but I felt numb. I should have come to you, she sobbed. I know that now, but please, James, give me another chance. I can't, I said firmly. I can't unsee what I've seen, and I can't unfeel this betrayal. Our marriage is built on trust and respect, and without them, it can't survive. Allison sank into a chair, her body shaking with sobs. What about our life together? What about everything we've built? Our life together was a lie, I said quietly. Every time you were with him, you made a choice. And now, I'm making mine. She looked at me, searching for any sign of forgiveness, but there was none. The hurt and betrayal ran too deep. James, please, let's go to counseling. We can work through this. I've already made up my mind, I said, standing up. I can't live like this anymore. I deserve better, and so do you. Maybe someday you'll understand that. I walked out of the kitchen, leaving her sitting there, devastated. I went to the bedroom, grabbed a suitcase, and began packing my things. I needed space, distance, and time to heal. Staying here, in this house full of memories now tainted by her betrayal, was no longer an option. As I packed, I heard her sobbing in the other room, but I steeled myself. This was the only way forward. Our marriage had ended the moment she chose to be with someone else. The evidence had only confirmed what I had already felt deep down. When I finished packing, I went to the front door. Allison appeared. looking lost and broken. "Where will you go?" she asked, her voice barely a whisper. "I don't know yet," I replied, "but anywhere is better than here right now." I opened the door and stepped out, the weight of finality settling over me. As I walked away, I felt a strange mixture of relief and sorrow. The road ahead would be tough, but it was a necessary path to reclaim my life and start anew. Our marriage was over, and there was no turning back.